you will be countering on less growth, right? So if one of the go-tos here, if you have the heel, the same thing that we did on the ankle, which we push, open it up, step through, right? Get here. That's a go-to, right? So that's something I'll be looking for from the bottom, getting to the single legs. But we're just gonna do it from the pen grip now because on that first one, you had to have a little more torque on the knee. On the pen grip, you can play around a little more with extension. So like just pushing my hook out and I don't have control of that. Now the pen grip becomes more handy because I have better control of the leg. I can push and still extend that foot off the ground. Now get here, under, getting back to the hip. Now this hook is going to go on the far leg. I'm going to try to bring Professor Tao close to me here. So my goal is to catch the other leg and get him sitting down. So that's the position. When you're going for leg entanglements, foot locks, stuff like that, ideally want a person, ideally want the person sitting down to have more leverage. So what we're going to do here on the foot lock. Usually, we go for a straight foot lock. You can, whichever grip you're holding it, it gets more torque on the knee actually. So here I got a good leverage. If I tuck my elbow in, I got full control of the foot, right? So I can arch back. If it's not holding my collar, I can fully arch back and have good leverage to finish the foot itself. Okay. So this will be pretty similar to the concept that what Professor Otávio was showing when you're going for the omoplata, right? And the guy's like, oh no, I don't want him to have that, and they start to pull it out. And that's the tricky angle that sometimes you get caught in, that it makes it even tighter, okay? So you can even like be considering that, the person trying to put the foot out, pull the foot out, or you can put themselves on their situation for yourself. Okay, so if I'm holding here, and then a Professor starts to like pull the foot out, that's one of the ways in which the heel pops out. So I actually want the whole foot but the heel to be inside the lock. So at this point I'm gonna connect I go for the 10 finger grip, but you can really connect your hands. It's really like preference at this point. I want to be framing the hip, so you can either have the one foot on the hip or the other one here, past it. Okay, and then instead of arching back, I'm gonna arch up, like towards the heel. So at this point, I'm just gonna start lifting it up. So it's a pressure kind of up instead of going straight back. Okay, so you get the heel out. So it's a little bit of twist on the knee. So do it slowly so you guys can feel where the pressure is coming from too. But it's a little it should feel almost like the heel hook. If you're feeling more like on the foot, you're getting more of the traditional foot lock arch back. This one, once you get it, it's pretty similar to what Professor Otávio showed on the, what's the name of that thing? Yeah.
But you're waiting for them to kind of like, they feel that they're gonna pull the leg out.
Correct. That's the sweet spot right here. When you get the five toes locked in, and then you have the heel popped out, then you can just pull it up. Do it slowly. What else was I going to say? I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, so like if they're pulling the heel out, that's one of the ways, or you can just do it yourself. Okay, so if you're here, you can like start arching back. Make sure you maintain the five toes attached to your armpit as you slide out, or else you're just gonna pull the foot out. And then in the gi, it becomes even more powerful because there's a friction, right? So you know, gi, it might be a little bit sweaty, and that pull might be working pretty well for them when they try to get the foot out. It's still a pretty good lock, but it becomes even more effective in the gi because of the friction, you know. So if it's pulling, it's the wrong defense, by the way, try to pull the foot out. Like if you're defending the foot lock, you want to fit your foot on the boot. Almost like you try to like make it deeper, because the deeper my hold is closer to the knee, the less pressure on the foot. So like all the Professor Gabriel said that like you can try to sneak out and pull your foot. That's the wrong defense. Okay, I didn't say that. But if they do the mistake, you capitalize on it, but you can do it yourself. So if you're here on the high up control, that's where you should be trying to go for anyway. You should be going lower on the foot. And if you want to go for that one control, you can keep sliding up a little bit more so the toes are pressing onto your armpit and the heel pops out. That's the sweet spot in which you start to lift it up, straight up. It's kind of a heel. Yeah. Don't tell the refs. But yeah, just the entry one more time. We're doing at this point, let's say you have the either sleeve and grip or collar. Let's say if I was pushing my hook down so I don't have that torque to lift it up anymore, I can still we start with this and he pushes down, I go for the bang grip. Because with the bang grip, I don't need the Delariva hook. I can push, lift, see the foot is elevated, I can get here. And now I try to pull them right away with the foot, collar, and hook, so you can catch this foot and make them sit. And then you have time to work, okay? Because this foot needs to be off the ground. If he's standing, most likely he's going to be planting the foot down, almost impossible to finish. So if you get here, or when you get here, you start to slide down, slide down, slide down. Pressure on the toes, heel comes out,